and we've got profit on all of them. So some days are perfect, and this just happens to be one of them. Anybody have any questions, comments, or what have you? This is your moment.
How you doing?
I'm wonderful, and yourself?
Oh man, it's great to be asked the question.
Well, if you want me to call you out and pick on you, I got you. I could do it. How have you been?
um, I've been all right. This has been a very interesting journey in forex for me, and I'm just trying to learn the ways. I want to be completely honest. I don't really understand the fractals and and all that stuff. I've been trading either off of support and resistance, trend lines, and things of that sort. I hear you guys talk. I feel like I'm super basic, but that's why I'm not consistently profitable.
Hey, you just heard the guy right before you. I mean, he is profitable and doesn't know some of this stuff. I was profitable and didn't know 90% of this stuff. So you can still do it super basic. I promise. I promise. I promise.
It might actually be an advantage.
I agree with that.
It probably is an advantage.
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, I'm trying and trying to learn to trust myself because it's interesting. Where I drew a trend line earlier is somewhere near where you were talking about your entry for the sell, and I was like, and just I don't know. I found myself this is my second time getting with you, Miss Baker,
Hmm.
and I'm just trying to learn how to trust myself. I'm seeing the market so much more clearly now, really for over like the last 3 or 4 months. But my issue is being at work, not being able to really concentrate on things. When a customer comes into the showroom, I got to be on it. And it doesn't always allow for me to really mark or watch my entries. And I don't feel confident enough to set and forget like I hear a lot of people doing. So, wow. Thank you for asking me a question.
Oh, you're welcome. Hey, Miguel, stop touching my screen. Hold on. Let me take this back. Remote controlled. Stop. There you go. He's messing it up. Hey, look, not being able to trust yourself, we all get that. I think that of the skills we learn, that's probably the hardest one. And I am no better. We all have those areas that we kind of just take naturally, than other areas where we can't seem to trust ourselves to save our life. So if you can work on that personal growth piece, that how do I grow as a human, right? Aside from trading, it will spill over to trading. And then on top of that, if you get your rules consistent enough, even with the crazy work schedule and people coming into the showroom all nilly, you'll be able to say, okay, cool, I've got this. And as you get a little bit more comfortable with just your strategy and your entries, a trade manager definitely it would help because then if you only have 5 minutes, don't rush it, but you see the setup you wanted in that 5 minutes, cool. You can afford to go to lunch, go talk to the new client. You'll be able to do all that because you have something at home on the computer managing your trade. And that I think is probably a great starting point, just so you know.
Can I express one more thing?
Of course, come
I'll
on.
make it brief. Um, I have never met anybody that trades forex, and definitely, well, I've met a couple people say that they have, but I've never met anybody in person who's a profitable trader. So for like the last 3 or 4 years, I've been feeling like it's like the Book of Eli, like I'm walking blindly by faith. And I've had some early on, and I realize now more than ever that it was luck. But it's like I've had more and more wins over the last few months, but it's like it's really inconsistent. And I'm trying to avoid, good wins versus catastrophic crash and burn losses. And it's just like it feels like it's coming down to trusting myself. Honestly, I feel like things have gotten better when I started getting out of more groups, but I feel like I want to follow what you're doing. I want to work the compounding plan. I think that's going to help me with my risk management a little better and just continue to grow.
I like what you said about more groups. Like, I would I would say pick a community. It doesn't have to be this one because it's somebody to bounce ideas off of. It's somebody to be on the journey with you. It's not even necessarily the tools or the education or the EAs. It's the community. So I don't care which one you pick, but I think that for us, those of us who work from home, it's significant. Like it's important because you have somebody to talk about this topic with. But
Just one thing about choosing a community, as you're looking at a community, look at who the members are and whether anybody's making money.
Right.
Don't
true.
waste your time with somebody who's just showing Lambos. and to say, this is the way to do it. And everybody's trying to figure out how he does it. That's not the group for you.
True.
Yes, sir.
It's
You,
one.
you mind if I interrupt you and say something really quick?
Oh,
Is that
sure.
okay?
No,
Yeah. And to the gentleman who was just asking the question, when I started out in trading back in 2007, 2008 with a $400 account, I was a consultant. I was traveling 100%. I had no home, literally had no apartment, had no car because I traveled so much. And I was working 12-hour days. I just popped up when I got home. I would just forego going out to the boondoggles and the lunches or the late night dinners and all that. And I would just sit down, do my work, and then also trade. And I would trade the Japanese market because it's really slow. The Asian market is very slow compared to the European and the US market. So it allowed me to build my reaction. So I don't like it moved and jump into a bad trade. It taught me to kind of trade slower. And I don't know where you're at in the US. Here, the Australian Japanese market opens around 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, right in that time frame, and it runs until around 2:33 in the morning, which is the start of the European day. So yeah, you can do it. You have to stay up a little bit later than normal, and but it's a good learning experience because it does move a little bit slower in a lot of the currencies.
Right.
That's awesome advice too.
And
Don't
I
give up.
know that there's a way
Don't
to,
give up.
I know that there's a way to work full-time job and learn trading without losing a little bit of sleep. You're gonna have to, you're going to have to stretch your day a little bit to get the time.
Yeah, yeah. Take naps.
Oh, yeah, for
No,
sure.
I'm not even joking. That's what I did. I would seriously. I look into like breaking up your sleep cycle. You don't need 8 hours of solid sleep. You can get by with a 2-hour nap and a 4 hour in the afternoon or something. You can break it up. I've done it.
Right.
I've done it.
So
Don't recommend it.
yeah,
Highly against
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Hey, for one other thing I did want to mention, just focus on the process as opposed to the monetary portion of Forex, because that's another thing that could really, really mess with you, especially when you're at work and you got other things going on. If the risk level and you're still in the process of, getting that consistency with it, just lower the lot size down, trade on those, those higher time frames where you can let things sort of play out. Because some of these positions, especially with Forex and, the market changes. So sometimes based off of what's going on in the market, you may hit your targets earlier. Sometimes it may take several days to play out, possibly longer, depending on what time frame and what your targets are. So if you just do it, if you lower the lot size, just, stick with the process and gradually you start to see what works for you. And as that happens and you can increase the lot size, you have your routine set as far as the pairs and everything that you like to enter. And then you can do that. And then even just within the class, like with Jenny and the plays that she put, even if you take one of those Forex pairs and take those same signals, if you decide to do that, just lower the lot size, let it play out and see what it does for a couple weeks or so.